Hey, hey, welcome, welcome. Today we are discussing the fiery full moon in the sign of Leo, February 12th. So this is probably a day or so before when we post this. And I believe that each moon has her own message or her own energy that she shares with us, full of challenges and blessings. And really, why we did this podcast is so we can just shine a little light from the moon on how it affects us and how this can be helpful for us to optimize the direction we're moving so it feels easier and safer and we're well informed. So that's sort of the premise of why we do this. So, welcome to Moon Myth and Magic. I'm Joan, and this is my friend Triana, the fabulous
Hi.
astrologer. And so today I thought a little bit about, I'll just share a couple of things, and then Triana is going to let us know about the magic of Leo and this full moon and how it affects us. So I just wrote down a couple of notes that when I think about Leo and what comes to mind. I think of enthusiasm. I think of passion. I think of bold, confident, courageous, and folks who are really comfortable in their own skin, in their own bodies. Generosity. That's another. It's sort of like give that person a microphone. To me, that's a sort of a symbol of a someone with Leo energy, with that element of fire. I think of them as compassionate and passionate leaders, comfortable in their body's power. And even with all that fiery energy, they have a real sense of style, beauty, and elegance. That's what I think of when I think of Leo. And this year, well, how does, Leo, this full moon in Leo, well, how does it affect you in 2025? What's the secret sauce? What are we learning? I think this year is all about radical change. I mean, just look at what's happened in January. Hold on to your hats. I mean, we got a lot of things coming up. So sometimes it gets confusing. So I'm really looking for clarity. What do I need to embrace? What do I need to let go or release? What's going to help me restore, bring back that sense of balance? So, you feel really comfortable in your skin because every month the moon goes through every single sign. So you have Leo highlighting a part of you every single month. So whichever sign we're talking about, it's you as well, because we each have a piece of this pie, a piece of this energy in us. So, Triana, did that seem to make sense to you? Or hopefully I wasn't rambling too much. That what I was sharing, do you agree or have commentary and shift on any of that?
I totally agree with what you say about Leo. Leos are extraordinary people, and they what you said about them is very true. They're very noble. They're very honest people. One of the things that I've noticed as well is one of the things that I love about Leo is they're very vain about their hair. They're very fussy about their hair, which is one of the things about their whole sense of style. They they turn out really well. And for me, I have a Leo rising, and that isn't enough to have a sense of style. I've got my sweatshirts, I've got my vest, I'm fine. I don't have that flair that Leo's sun has. But a Leo moon, like the full moon that we have coming up, this particular full moon, are you ready to hear about it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, this particular full moon is going to be um, affected by the planet Uranus in Taurus. And that's going to be a hard angle, two fixed signs arguing with each other. And a fixed sign is a sign that is reluctant to change. And during these times when everything changes, every time we turn around, every single day, it's going to make us even more tense and sensitive to what's going on around us. Um, this full moon will have kind of a Uranus as a planet doesn't care how we feel about anything. It makes the change and says, deal with it. And
Yeah.
the moon is like, wait a minute, but I feel, and Uranus says, I don't care how you feel. This is how it is. So this is the dynamic that we'll have on that day on February 12th, which isn't very nice. But the full moon, fortunately, is the light in the night sky that guides our way through it. And with the energy of Leo and its nobility, we have the opportunity to feel within us those qualities and traits internally so that they can shine outward. And that's what I like about the full moon in Leo. No matter what Uranus is doing up there trying to scare us, we have the internal glow of the full moon inside of us, lighting our way as we go through our days, through all this radical change and scariness that we're facing. And so that's what I see for this full moon.
Well, and that's one of the things that I really appreciate about the work that you do and the work that I do is safety is a really key word for me. And one of the things that I find about our podcast is it brings me a sense of safety because I have an understanding, I have a knowing of what's going on in the night sky. Then, there's something about forewarned. So I have something I can work with because when you're in the business world, it's nice to know what's going on up here. So you
Mm-hmm.
know how to maneuver and that you understand that just because you're feeling it, you're not alone. You're going to feel it a little differently, unique to your vibration. But the whole world is going through this simultaneously, through these major shifts and changes, because the full moon is lighting us all.
Right.
And then there's the parts of it that affect us differently. And that's what I love about our podcast is I believe it's really educational. I want it to be a safe place, a place where we can get some understanding, have some laughs and go, "Oh, so there's going to be all these changes. Can you give me a tip to make it easier?" And so that's what I'm trying to do is have this be as simple with, what we're sharing. And that was just kind of the piece.
Yeah, and what I like about doing the moon podcast is that it's not long term because the moon, like a full moon, is short term and the light that comes from it is also short term. And right now there is no long term because it's like we're walking on quicksand. So the light that emanates from that full moon is limited and it lights our way as far as we need to go right now,
And
not all
yeah,
the way down the path because we don't know what's down there.
it's like, you know what? And it allows us to stay present, stay whole, be in the moment.
Exactly.
And if you're worrying, you've mastered self-sabotage. Worrying is not going to help you.
No.
It's more about who do I need to be? What do I need to embrace? And this is where oracle cards come in. And what I love about working with oracle cards is to me, I think of them as guideposts or way showers. to check in with things that I'm missing, what's something that my soul wants me to know, wants us to know. So I like to go from the last full moon to the current full moon and just see what the cards were saying. So we have a month of energy. And then we'll speak to the signs that are going to be the most vulnerable, and then we'll weave a story together. So you have a path forward where you can feel comfortable, confident, safe in making bold choices and embracing bigger possibilities, which I believe this year is all about. So we started off a month ago. Let your fears dissolve with the full moon in Cancer. So we went from that to the new moon in Aquarius is open up to change. Let your fears dissolve. How do you do that? Open up to change. This was also Aquarius. Bring love into the situation. It's all about that heart. What do you feel? What do you want? What are you excited about? And then, so let's think about it. Let your fears dissolve. Open up to change. Bring love into the situation. Then guess what? Go wild. We have the lion right here. And my Leo girlfriends have fabulous hair. And trust me, their life is all about their hair. And it's like they've got manes. So you might notice that. You might be a Leo, or you might be a girlfriend, have a girlfriends who are Leos, or men. I mean, it works both. It's for everyone. Look at this lion's great expression. That's so cheeky.
That's right.
So wild. And so just looking, what's the moon for this full moon in Leo back to the full moon in Cancer, just going back a sign this last month, what's the energy we've been playing with? In order for us to go wild, we've needed to bring love into everything we do and be open to change and let our fears dissolve. And when we do that, yes, February 12th is when the energy starts. That full moon is lighting up our way forward so we can see the path where we can maybe turn up the dial on our wildness. Maybe we can be 1% bolder. 1% bother to put a little zhuzh in your style and your attitude. Just 1%. Keep it simple, keep it easy. And then I thought I wanted to bring in an angel for this reading. So those are Moonology cards of Yasmin Boland's. And then I wanted to use an angel message deck. And I think this is from Radley Valentine's new one. And I'll just let you see it. So, that purple, is when you take red and blue. So red is all about being grounded. Blue is, throat chakra, all about expression. And then when you mix red and blue, you get purple. Ah, hear the angels sing. So here we go. Call upon me. This is Archangel Jeremiah, the mercy of God, for forgiveness so you can move forward and make choices uninhibited by the past. So it's really that season of letting go. What do you want to let go? It's sort of like pick a small suitcase and you're going on a trip. Lay it all out on the bed. Looks good. Throw it in the suitcase. There's things that don't fit in, but I want those hiking boots. Okay, wait a minute. You got to rethink about it. So what are you going to let go of? What are you going to take? And that's to me what, we're kind of being asked to do. And maybe in the past you traveled with more things. This is about lightening up our load. I release the past with gratitude and forgiveness. And then what happens? I joyfully create the future of my dreams. So, you know what this lion is helping you when it's go wild? You're going to create, with the moon's help, with her light, the dreams that you've been waiting for. You're the one you've been waiting for. And Leo is helping you find your voice, express your heart, and roar in your own way. So that was a little bit about cards. With that said, Triana, do you think that those cards support what we've been talking about for this month?
I do. Because with Uranus and the moon involved, it's kind of like all bets are off. So you may as well.
I like
May as
that.
well go wild. I like it.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Who do you think are, which signs do you think are going to feel this moon's lunation the most?
Well, anyone who has their sun, their moon, or their rising sun in Leo will certainly feel this full moon. Also, anyone that has Taurus, Aquarius, or Scorpio will also feel this full moon. Those are the four fixed signs. The four
So let's
signs are,
say those again. The fixed signs are which ones?
are Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus. And those are the signs that are the most reluctant to change. They're the signs that
Right,
complete things.
complete things.
Right. They're the ones that lay the foundation.
Okay. So we're going to do a reading on these four signs for Leo, for Aquarius, for Scorpio, and Taurus. And I'm using Kyle Gray's deck, Angels and Ancestors. Let's see what we come up with. Gonna just shuffle a minute here. All righty. So here's what the front of each card looks like. And for Leo, Water Guardian, connect with your emotions. And then what's going to be most helpful for Aquarius? The Stag, trust and thrive. And for Scorpio, this card's called Summer, bask in joy and light. And for Taurus, the Traveler, move in a new direction. So think about it. So the fixed signs who are reluctant to change are the ones who are laying a solid foundation for us, and their skill is completing things. So what's the wisdom that these way showers are teaching us? It's time to move in a new direction. It's time to bask in the joy and the light of this moon. And if you really want to thrive, you're going to have to trust. And when you do, connecting with your emotions is key. And that's going to be your amplifier. So when you connect with your emotions, you're able to trust and thrive really quickly. And that allows you the freedom to bask in the light of this full moon. And it's more effortless to move in a new direction. Because remember, you only need enough light to take the next step forward. Don't get ahead of yourself. It's like ride the horse in the direction that it's going, one step at a time. How does that feel, Triana, for the fixed signs?
Yeah, I like that. That's not scary at all. That's very, very doable.
Yeah, and because I think that that's really important. I mean, oftentimes people think of oracle cards, tarot, whatever, that it can be, I don't know about all of this. And my thought is, no, no, no. The way that I like to work with them, they can be anything and everything. It depends on the person reading them. It depends on the artwork, the artist who created it. It depends on the person who wrote the deck, because every oracle deck has a different theme. And it's the question is, do you relate? Like some people are going to relate to my readings. Others are going to go, you know what? She's a little bit too juicy. She's a little too fiery. It's a little bit too much. I don't know if I can really relate to her. And other people will go, oh, finally, someone who gets me. All right, let's go. That's why. I mean, let's face it. You might not know this. I mean, I didn't until Triana told me. But Triana and I are both have a lot of fire in our charts, enthusiasm, and we are both Leo rising. So we're fire starters.
Yep.
And that helps us step up and lead and speak and share what we've learned so it could be helpful for you. Because the key thing, it's all about you. So I'm trying to take all this huge amount of information and funnel it down, which is exactly what Triana does. And if you have a reading with her, she will give you that bullseye target that you're aiming for. And the readings that I do support that adventure. So that's sort of how that works and how we sort of play off each other. So that takes care of fixed signs. So then, what about the fire signs, Triana? The other signs who are going to be vulnerable to this lunation.
So that would be Sagittarius, Leo, of course, and Aries.
Okay, so let's start off with Aries. What is she teaching us? Wait for important information.
That's a good one.
Well, and I love having Oracle. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and she's telling us, wait. And
Mm-hmm.
Anna was telling us in the reading, this is not the year of having all your steps mapped out. No, it's a good year for using a pencil.
Yeah, exactly.
I've stopped using pen. I mean, because I like my planners to look beautiful and feel beautiful. I don't like seeing things inked out. And I get all my pencils with erasers on them because every one of my clients is changing days and times we meet. It needs to change like this. Um, some things are fixed, but other we need to be fluid. And so all of us are going through major changes every day. And so this one, wait for important information.
And that's an especially good one for right now because with everything going on and our fear of our assets, our social security, our whatever it is that we have, what I'm hearing from out there is what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? We don't know because we don't know exactly how long it's going to take for these things to actually come down and happen or if they really are going to happen. So it's kind of like running through an open space with gunfire all around you, not knowing where it's coming from and not knowing if they're shooting blanks or real bullets, which is a really brutal way of putting it, but that's kind of how it feels right now to a lot of people. And so there's a lot of fear in the air, and a lot of ducking, and a lot of um, just trying to get from point A to point B without getting knocked down in the process. And and I think that particular card of wait for more information is a
Mhm.
good one, because we forget to pause during
It's a
all.
continuum. I mean, because here's the thing. And I love that she's covered in with this red hood. That's the color of fire. That's Leo's energy. Here's the thing. Everything is out of your control. Let's be serious. Everything that's going on, the only thing that you have complete control over is yourself.
Right.
And if you do not have a strong self-care practice, if you are not taking care of your body, if you're not exercising, if you're not sleeping well, if you're not fixing nutritious meals, if you're not meditating every day, you're going to have problems.
Mm-hmm.
There's a consequence. So, what I find is the days that I don't sleep well, usually I sleep well. The other night, didn't sleep all night. It's like, okay, I'm just going to rest and enjoy that I have a place that I can rest. Um, Eating, every food has a vibration.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one this wait patiently. A question I'd ask yourself is how much time are you dedicating to your health, your wellness, your wholeness? And maybe you can make a 1% change. Not great big changes. Maybe add a cup of water more a day, maybe to eat more produce, maybe to walk around the block. And I think the simple one is just to focus on our breath. And just, because, meditation is basically, you're just sitting and talking to God, spirit. You're listening. There's nothing to do. Just sit, close your eyes, smile, breathe. Brilliant. When you feel done, open your eyes, stand up. Any special downloads, because it's a time of extreme downloads, write them down and then go and do them. Follow
Mm-hmm.
intuition's guidance. So, and then wait patiently. So now we come into Leo. Oh, brilliant. Trust your instincts.
Very nice. That's what the moon is all about.
Look at this beautiful deer and the owl and the full moon and the ravens
That's
whispering in your ears. Wait
that's
patiently.
purpose.
And then for Sag, exchange energy to create abundance. So in this story, for Aries, Leo, and Sag, for the fire signs, what's the gift they're bringing us? That when we exchange energy and create abundance, it requires that we trust our instincts and wait for important information. So it's not necessarily a time where we're doing investing, a lot of investing. We're waiting, we're preparing, we're taking care of ourselves. And if you think about that, Leo, you're working on your self-expression. What it is we want to bring forward. So the overall story, as we kind of wrap this up, the stories from this last month is let your fears dissolve. Be open to change. When in doubt, bring love into the situation and allow yourself to go wild. Be that dreamer. Create your future. Dream it up and be ready to move in a new direction. Enjoy the light of this full moon as it guides, it lights up your path because the moon changes and the light, and we're in a decreasing. So we're going to have the support of the decreasing on the full moon. So at the full moon right now, we can see the way forward. And we're going to just take a moment to pause and enjoy the fullness of maybe the fullness of the moment. And when we trust, we can really thrive. And that helps us really connect with our emotions. And that, why that is so helpful, it's a grounding. So it helps set the foundation for you to complete things. So, because the fixed signs are all about being reluctant to change. They help us complete things and they lay the foundation. Well, if you want to move in a new direction, you need to have a solid foundation. So wait patiently and build on that. And we need to exchange energy to create abundance. It really is the time to trust our instincts and wait for important information. And then when you have that, then one step at a time. And you can be noticing all the information out there. That's not nearly as important as what's the information in here.
Right.
So if you can, less news and less fear, because when you get stuck in that fear, I mean, we're being tested because we have energy and we have information coming at us from every angle that instills fear. Okay, so if you allow that to be your vibration, you're the one who suffers because that weakens your nervous system. So, especially during this time, it takes about 30 minutes after one stressful situation for you to come back into neutral. Well, if you're watching the news, if you're doom scrolling, you are just burdening your nervous system with too much information. It cannot handle it. So let's do something really simple. When you put your hand on your forehead, that allows the blood to come to the front of your brain. And when you're stressed, your blood leaves your head. When you're stressed, have you noticed that your digestion is much weaker? When you're stressed, your blood leaves your belly and your digestion and it leaves your head. When you're stressed is not the time to make great decisions because you're not thinking clearly. You don't have enough blood. So put your other hand on the back of your head. Where attention goes, energy flows. So now you have energy flowing to the front of your head and to the back of your head. And to take it deeper, close your eyes. Ah. Just breathe in through your nose and breathe out your mouth a few times. Ah, letting go any stress, any anxiety, any fear. And it's up to you to plant a flower in your heart. It's up to you to be radiant, to focus on love more than fear. And if you do, you are rewarded because your whole mind, body, spirit, and emotions will feel restored. So this just brings a sense of balance back. And I know it's very difficult to do in these challenging times. But you know what? You're skilled. We were born for challenging times. You have a lifetime of skill and practices to rely upon. Use them. And now just allow yourself to smile. Let your whole body smile. Bring your hands down to your heart and just tune inward. What am I wanting to embrace? What would be something fun I want to experience? What would feel really good? And just imagine it happening as if it's already happened. How does that feel? And then just think of one thing you can release to let go that doesn't fit with the new version of you. And that's what this full moon in Leo is bringing you, is the opportunity to go wild. Be fearless, be bold, speak from your heart, express your truth. And be like a lion who's scanning the savannah. Take your time, wait patiently, and when you're ready, move forward, one breath at a time. And just tune inward for a moment. How does this feel? And when you're ready, just slowly come back into the room. Slowly open your eyes, maybe rub your hands together. Have a wrist shake. And if you're fearful and you're just kind of unsure, just tap all over. Just tap your head, tap your body, your shoulders. Before you've got to do anything big, okay, I'm going to be good at this. When you're going, oh God, I got to do this. I don't know. Oh, my taxes are due. I haven't even started. Oh my God. Ah, any of these things that have you kind of freaked out, just tap all over yourself. Arms, all over. Now, when you stop, how do you feel?
Really good, energized.
Yeah, I feel bolder. Yeah, and so that brings us to go wild, baby. You can do it. We can do it as long as our hearts are full. So we've got to fill up our hearts. It's up to us. You are the one you've been waiting for. Hello, the one that looks at you in the mirror. It's the only person you're ever going to be able to trust in your entire life is yourself. Everyone else's job is to take care of themselves, not you. You're it. So when you brush those teeth, have a big smile. I love you. I've learned this. You're the only one you can count on.
That's right.
I mean, there's other people who are wonderful, supportive people. But bottom line, you're it. And the exact thing is true for every other person. So that's it. Our next podcast is going to be the end of February, and that's going to be the new moon in Pisces. And I believe it's the 29th. And for Triana's information, her aponaastrology.com, I've linked that below. And also, if you want to know what's happening on a weekly basis, also linked below is she does astrology readings, weekly astrology reports, and you can find that below as well. And if you're wanting information or wanting more support throughout the week, you can sign up below for my newsletter. And on Tuesdays, I'm doing a video for, how do I describe it? One card for the week that helps us tune inward and feel filled up. So something in these scary times, it's going to give us that sense of comfort and ease. That's
I
theirs.
love your Tuesday readings.
Oh, good. And well, and also I share Monday through Friday on Instagram, and it's because of Triana saying, I mean, I did it for a dare with a girlfriend. I said, okay, I will do this for a month for you. I think it was in July. I'll do a video every day for 1 minute because of the political situation was such, and her husband was freaking out. And I said, okay, I'll record a 1 minute video full of good juju, positivity to help us going. And at the end of the month, I thought I was done. But then that Monday morning, I get an email from Triana saying, where's my morning hug? I need my video.
You thought you were done, and I said, no, you're not.
Well, and it's because of Triana that I keep those going on Instagram, and I post it on my Facebook page. And the address for both of them are Mountaintop Musings WA. And and then we started talking, and I said, Triana, we should do something together. And hence Moon Myth and Magic was born. And that's where the podcast came in because of her magical skills with mythology and astrology. And then mine with energy healing and coaching and oracle cards, that divine connection that we love to share, and that kind of guidance and help. And it's like, can we bring a little positivity and light to help people move forward with confidence when they feel it's chaotic? Where's that calm in the storm? I think that's what we really bring. So you can, whatever it is you're wanting to know or bring forward, we give you that path and that guidance forward. And we're the support on either side to make that possible.
We're cheering for you.
Yes, we are. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're fired up for you.
That's right.
So do you have anything that you want to end with, Triana?
No, I don't think so. We covered an awful lot, and I feel really good about it.
Yeah, this was probably kind of longer than we both of us knew it was going to go. But with everything that's going on, it's like I think having a source that is fired up in the most loving, potent, powerful, bold way that offers you simple guidance to go wild in your own unique way that feels best for you. That's what I think this podcast really spoke to.
And thank you so much for that exercise. I feel energized from inside out.
Well, okay, I'll build in these little. I'll build this in. I'll just play and share just a different tip each time. Why not?
Yeah,
And
why not?
that'll
Great.
help us with whatever's going on. So we have some tips. And basically, remember, all you do is hand on your forehead, hand on your back of the head, and you can have it down low. It can be in the middle. It can be in the top. You decide. But I just put one on the front, one on the back.
Right.
And for bonus points, I like to close my eyes. And I like to relax my jaw. Let your mouth hang open. Breathe out your mouth nice and slow. In through your nose, out through your mouth. 3 or 4 times. And then when you're done, notice what you notice. Drop your hands to your heart. And then do a big smile inside and out. And then radiate your love on yourself and your day. Much love. Bye for now. Triana and I will see you on the next edition of Moon Myth and Magic. Take good care and happy full moon time. Bye
Bye,
for
everyone.
now.